Shalom Aleichem, Erev Tov, good evening. Tonight is the Askara of HaRav Yosef Peretz, Adam Shalom, who is the father of Morenu HaRav Yaakov Peretz. Yes, was the father of my rabbi. Tonight is his Askara, the 28th of Shvat. He was born in 1906 in Marrakesh, in Morocco. In the year 1923, he got semicha to do shechita. In 1935, he married Tamar, the daughter of Rabbi Moshe Charush. And then, ultimately, though he was a very wealthy man in Morocco, he made Aliyah to Eretz Israel in the year 1953. 1953, he comes to Israel together with a group of Jews from Marrakesh, wealthy Jews from Marrakesh, who made themselves a little organization to help them get to Israel and succeed in Israel. In 1957, his mother passed away. She was still in Morocco. She never made it to Israel. And he has a very special eulogy he writes about her, about how much he misses her and how even though she never made it to Israel, but it counts because her children made it to Israel. He served his life in Israel as the rabbi of Megadim, not far from where my family lived. And in Shvat of 1980, he passed away and was buried in Har HaZeitim, the Mount of Olives, which is opposite the old city of Jerusalem. After he passed away, his children and grandchildren collected different writings of his and put it together in a book called Kehillat Befi. Kadosh Baruch Hu's praise is in my mouth. And the word Pi is the acronym of Yosef Peretz. Yes? That PDF, I've attached the whole book for you in PDF form. And I wanted just to learn with you a little piece that I think could show you that though HaRav Peretz learned from his father, and though he then ended up in Panovich and everywhere else where he ended up to learn Torah, how the same ideas that he got from home are later what became the ideas that he taught us in Yerushalayim. And so I wanted just to take with you mamash a random idea. There were so many things I could take from this book, but the most random of them I felt could actually be useful to us here. If you turn in the PDF to page Gimel, it should be maybe 40-something, I don't remember the exact number to tell you. So you want to pass on the normal numbers, so past the 20s and the 30s, and find yourself in the Hebrew numbers. 51 or 52. It should say Noach at the bottom of the page. Like in the middle of the page. Nun Chet, it should say. So one page before. What page is that? Is that? 51 in the PDF. 50? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'akol nהיה b'doro. So, Rabbi Yosef Peretz asked the following question. The pasuk says, Ele toledot Noach. These are, what's toledot? The generations of Noach. Noach, ish tzadik. Noach was a righteous man. Tamim haya bedorotav. He was pure in his generation. Et Elohim hithalech Noach. And Noach walked with God. How many times in this pasuk does it say the name Noach?
Twice.
3 times. Is there any reason why you think the name Noach should appear 3 times in one pasuk? We know who you're talking about. You say Ela Dodo Noach. Noach, fine. Say it twice. You want to say twice? Twice. Once. Why 3 times? So Rabbi Peretz's father asked this question. Kashe. It's difficult. Mahu Noach Shnei Pamim. Why do we mention the name Noach twice? And furthermore, Mahu Hitalech. He walked with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. V'lo dai b'ma she'amar tzaddik. He already told us he's a tzaddik. What is a tzaddik? Somebody who walks with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So why does he have to tell me he's a tzaddik and he walks with HaKadosh Baruch Hu? It appears to me that you could explain the following. Noach haya, Noach lebiriot. Noach was a good person to other people. Noach. The word Noach means comfortable, kind. וכתוב, and it says in Masechet Avot, כל שרוח הבריות נוחה ממנו, רוח המקום נוחה ממנו. Anybody that people like, HaKadosh Baruch Hu likes. If you want to know if God likes someone, check how people think about them. If people like them, God likes them. If people don't like them, God doesn't like them. Mishnah, it's a Mishnah in Avot. So you see some crazy religious person.
Evil people who everybody is.
That's a good question. So we're obviously talking, that's a good point, about good people. Right? But if some crazy persons, everybody hates them. They're bad, they're mean. That's not a person HaKadosh Baruch Hu likes. Ve'od haya mekayem hakatuv, he also fulfilled the verse which it says in Tehillim, right behind me in the Aron HaKodesh. Shiviti Adonai lenegdi tamid. I envision HaKadosh Baruch Hu in front of me always. The Shulchan Aruch in the beginning, over there, the Ramah writes that this is a great thing of the tzaddikim. The tzaddikim, everywhere they go, everything they do, they always envision that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is there with them. It's one of the pathways of being righteous. Now you can understand our pasuk. Ele todot Noach. These are the generations of Noach. Kmo shepiresh Rashi. This is what Rashi explains. Toldotehem shel tzadikim hem ma'asim tovim. What are the generations, the descendants of tzadikim? That's their good deeds that they do. Umahem ma'asav tovim. And so ele todot Noach. These are the generations of Noach. Meaning these are the good deeds of Noach. What are they? Noach. Kindness. Very good. Kindness to other people. Very good. Shehaya Noach leberiyot. He was kind. He was beloved upon other people. Umemela haya ish tzadik tamim. And because he was nice to other people, then we know the rest, that he was a righteous man who was pure in the eyes of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Because people liked him. That's why we know that he was a tzaddik. Et Elohim hitalech. And we know that he walked to the HaKadosh Baruch Hu. שגם בלכתו בדרך היה מקיים שיביתי אדוני לנגדי תמיד. That he walked with Hashem, meaning even when he walked in the road, he was envisioning HaKadosh Baruch Hu. וזהו את האלוהים, כלומר עם האלוהים. Even when he walked in the road, he was with God. What does that mean? Yeah, yes.
That even all of his actions, even walking,
Good. What? Okay, Masha Osif od Noach, and that's why he says Noach at the end of the verse. בסוף הפסוק, יש לפרש שהוא היה צדיק בין בביתו, בין בלכתו בדרך לעיני אנשים. He was righteous not just when he was in the street. It's easy to be a tzaddik in the street. Everyone's looking at you, so you have to behave well. But when you're home, your wife, your husband, your kids, whatever it is, it's hard to be a tzaddik there, and nobody's watching you. So over there at home, usually people stop being tzaddikim. The door closes, the house is locked, now I'm a rasha. There are people like that. So Noach was a tzaddik not just when he was in public. Shelo haya me'atzevuim. He was not a hypocrite. Shele'enei acherim nirim ketzadikim. That the hypocrites, in front of everybody, they pretend to be tzadikim. Aval baseter, but when they're in private, b'makom en roim, when they're not any bystanders or onlookers, hem ne'efchim la'acher. They become a completely different beast. אבל נוח תמיד היה כן לטובה בכל מקום ובכל זמן. Noach was Noach, always, when he was at home, when he was walking with the HaKadosh Baruch Hu, when he was everywhere, Noach was Noach.
Does this really go against the euphemism that's so common that he was a tzaddik in pelts?
Yeah, I don't like... There's obviously a midrash that tries to undermine the righteousness of Noach. I never appreciated that midrash. That's not how... If HaKadosh Baruch Hu tells us, if the HaKadosh Baruch Hu tells us that Noach was a tzaddik, then Noach was a tzaddik. Why do you have to make fun of him? Rashi brings two opinions. He was a tzaddik, only in his generation was a tzaddik. Why? Why do you have to say that? If he was with Avraham Avinu, he wouldn't be a tzaddik. So what? So what? Noach was a tzaddik. How do I know? Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu said he was a tzaddik. Why do we have to make fun of him? It's a hard thing for people, chas v'shalom, that somebody could be a tzaddik if he wasn't from the children of Avraham Avinu. There are people like that. So those people then have to create ways to read this pasuk. Here, I think this integrity that we got, HaRav Peretz got from his father, and he tried to give to us, is to not make shows, to not put on performances. Your Judaism, it's the same Judaism at home as it is when you're outside. When you're on vacation, it's the same mitzvot. And when you're in the Beit Knesset, when you're inside of locked doors or in the street, it's always the same Torah mitzvot. There are some people that everything changes when they're alone. Everything changes when they're on vacation. Everything changes when they're not always the same tzaddik they always are. But integrity means that no matter where you are, no matter who you're with, no matter what time, you're always trying to be a tzaddik, like Noach. Yeah, everything. All of those character traits. It doesn't matter who's looking. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is looking. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu sees you everywhere. Even inside of a room, locked in a room, inside of a box, HaKadosh Baruch Hu sees you there too. And a person has to behave always in their life like that. I think...
Hey, Rob?
Yes.
I have a thought that I think that everybody that has to put on a show in public usually has a difficult time doing something by themselves.
All right, wait 1 second. Hold on. And I think you see that sometimes when people have, let's say, you go to somebody's house for Kiddush, and they sing Shalom Aleichem, and Eshet Chai, and then Bar Yochai, and they're reading 30 pages from the Zohar. That's only when you come for dinner. When they're there alone, they don't sing, they don't dance, they don't read, they just eat. Why? Because they're showing off to you. You know who's the best lie detector? Your children. Because your children, they see you at home also. They don't only know the you of the street, they know you at home. Yeah, and they know when you're a liar. And then you wonder, well, how come my kids didn't follow my footsteps? No, they did. They chose not to be a liar like you. That's how they chose. And so a person has to be an honest person, a person with integrity, who follows HaKadosh Baruch Hu, inside the home, outside of the home. And that's what made Noach a tzaddik.